Hey, what's up everyone? Charlie here. I'm going to show you how to make a paper trading bot using Webull. It's entirely free and it's something that you can do to test strategies or see if ideas work or come to fruition, or if you just want to, try to build a trading bot or anything along those lines. This would be something that you could use with a trading bot, and it's all possible through Webull for free. And the API does change every now and then, but I'll walk you through how to get it started. I'll make a few different videos. In this one, I'll show you how to get everything set up, and we'll place like a stock trade through the API. And the next one, I'll show you how to do options, and then the third one, I'll show you how to incorporate different strategies into this, so that way you can actually use this thing automatically in your trading regimen, or however you approach the market. So what we're looking at here is a project folder, and I will be uploading this to a GitHub repository that you can go and download if you would like to have all the file access, or just review the code, or what have you. I'll leave the link to that GitHub in the description below after the video. Everything that I'll be showing you, like any sensitive keys or tokens or things like that, will be reset, and it's kind of pointless to try to use, so just pointing that out. I will walk you through how to get your own access token and store it safely so that you can use it for this project. So what we have to work with, I'm going to delete this PyCache file. We have a files folder, which inside of here we just have a ticker CSV file, which what this does is Webull works in a ticker ID system. So you won't be able to actually know what the ticker ID is to be able to get the ticker information that you want without first mapping the ticker IDs to their respective ticker, which I've already done, and we're just going to utilize this file and a custom built helper class to help convert the ticker to the ID that we need in order to call the APIs. So we have this in our files folder. We have utilities. Inside of here we have a helpers file, and we're just going to do some things in here like UUID to make a random serialization string for whenever we place trades through the API. And we have a imps file, which has our headers that we're going to utilize to actually gain authentication to the API, and I'll show you how to get these as well. And that's all that's in this file. And then we have our ticker mapper, which is the custom class I was mentioning before that just maps the tickers to their respective IDs, so that way we can use the API. And that's basically it. Everything else, we're just going to custom build a few functions to be able to call and place some trades through the API. We also have an env file, and this is where your paper account ID is going to go. If you want, otherwise you can just store it in the main script. But if you're going to be putting this on GitHub or anything public, then you want to keep this stuff safe. That way no one can take it, because it can be used if people gain access to it. So paper flag, we're actually going to change this to cash flag. And 2, if you wanted to do paper trading with futures, that's actually possible as well. Futures flag is 2, and I'll show you how to use that in a second. So our main file is going to be this one. I've already imported everything that we're going to be using. We have our converter, the ticker converter. We have our keys and IDs declared, and that's basically all we'll need for now. This is going to be asynchronous, because when we scale it out later, we're going to be calling multiple functions simultaneously to process market data in order to gain insights to trade with, to find conditions. So definitely going to be async. So those of you afraid of async, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. It's not too bad. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a function called place trade, async def, and then we're going to have to pass in some arguments here. First, we're going to have to go to Webull to get the information that we need, and to do that, just go to webull.com, and once you get here, we're going to go to web trade, and then once you're in web trade, you have to hit Control-Shift-I. Now you will have to have an account to do this. Now you won't have to have a brokerage account. Like, you won't actually have to put in your social and all that stuff to get a brokerage account in order to use this. You can actually do it just simply by having an account open, even without a brokerage account. So once you get to this part, you're going to want to go up here to the Network tab in your Developer Tools window, and you open this again with Control-Shift-I on Windows. On Mac, I think it's Command Plus or something. You could ask GPT to help you with that. We will be utilizing GPT for some parts of this, just to help with productivity, and we're using the vanilla GPT, no subscription required. So the first thing we want to use it for, obviously, is to help get our headers. And whenever you open the network tab, you're going to see these URLs that pop up right here with these little orange symbols next to them. These are your API endpoints. And to get these, the ones that you want, you see this filter box here. You're going to want to filter by fetch/XHR. If you do it by all, there's a lot more endpoints to work with. So this just kind of reduces the noise in there. And you just basically click on any one of these and go to the headers tab up here, and then scroll down and look for request headers. Provisional headers, if you see this, don't grab anything here. Look for non-provisional headers. So you don't want this little message here to be there. So I think to avoid this, you'll notice little gears. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move this up. It looks like a little gear right here. Right there. Little gear next to the endpoint. That's the one I believe you would want. And then once you open that, you will see the request URL. You're going to want to grab this. Oh, that's the wrong URL, but I'm just showing you in general. This is what we want to do when we get to our paper trading endpoint. But for now, just scroll down and look for request headers. So you see them right here. And then if you don't want to utilize GitHub, then you can just have GPT make these headers for you. Just copy everything from x-sv, copy all the way from there, all the way back up to the top, and stop at accept. So from accept down to x-sv, just copy, paste it to GPT. I'm going to say, please make response headers, or I'm sorry, request headers for Python. And if you don't want to do this, you can just copy the file from GitHub. So it's going to give us the headers we need, and that's what you see copied and pasted into the file that we have already. Now notice here that it did screw up. Access token is not supposed to have a dash. It's supposed to have an underscore. So that's important to note. So if yours messes up too and puts a dash instead of an underscore, then you're going to want to take note of that and fix it. So to save anybody trouble, hopefully I'll teach it this mistake now and it'll prevent it from making it in the future. Never ever use access token with a dash again. It's underscored, bro. Alright, golly. Okay, so we have that. Go back to project, and you can either paste it in the main file if you want, or you can put it in a helper file. I'm just going to leave it in here for now. And we have our headers. Cool. So now, go back to Webull. Go to the left-hand side here, and you will have to be logged in for this part. Go to the paper trading tab. And once you're in here, you will see your paper trading dashboard. And more importantly, here on the right, again, new endpoints should be coming up. And you're going to look for anything that has your account ID in it or anything of that nature. But in reality, what we could do is just go ahead and place a trade and just start getting that information. So we have Apple up right here. We're just going to go ahead and just simulate a buy real quick for Apple. And it says submitted successfully. This creates the endpoint that we need called place, which we go again, click on it, go to the headers tab and copy the URL. And we're going to open our project again. We're going to say URL equals URL. We don't have any arguments there. We will be using HTTPX to make requests with asynchronously. So we'll do async with, hold on, async with httpx.async client. And then within here, we're going to say headers equals headers. We're going to say as client. We're going to say data is await client.get URL. And then we're going to have to pass in our JSON, or I'm sorry, it's client.post URL, and then JSON equals. And then for the JSON, that's where we go here to the payload tab on the Webull website and go to view source, and then just copy this and paste it in your project. And we're going to say payload equals this dictionary of input parameters. So change this to true uppercase, false lowercase. Ticker ID can be parameterized because we have our mapper. we can say right here above the URL, ticker ID equals mapper dot get ID, and then we will pass in a ticker, which will be passed into this function. So we'll pass in a ticker, we'll pass in an amount or quantity, which we will not have a default value for that because that will change. Order type, we'll do that one of the last ones. We'll do action, we'll do limit price, action, limit price. This is a new one. They just added this parameter, check or place. Not sure what that does. I'm assuming you can check your account or place a trade, which may actually be really cool to easily be able to monitor your position. So check or place, and then we have serial ID, which we'll erase that. I'm going to show you how to get that with GPT in a second. Combo type we're going to leave as normal for now. We're not going to get into complex order types just yet, but yeah, we'll leave that as normal. And then we have our paper ID. So you can parameterize this if you want. Like if you're going to be rotating between futures and cash, then we can go ahead and put a paper ID parameter and just default it to cash. That way those of you who want to change it, you can just change the argument. Otherwise you wouldn't need to actually use this unless you wanted to trade futures. Check or place we're going to put as place. Since we don't know what this does yet, I'm going to default this as well. Check, no, we already have it as check or place, that's right. I'm just going to copy this here and we're going to default this to place. And in case that, you know, it has to be uppercase, we're going to say check or place equals check or place dot upper, just in case. That way you don't have to worry about making it all uppercase. It'll automatically convert it for you. So everything looks good there. The action, we're going to need to parameterize that. And then the limit price, or order type rather. So order type, I'm going to default the order type to limit, because markets, you know, unless you're trading options very quickly, it's not really an ideal thing to do. So we have order type default limit. We have time in force. We're going to default that as well to day. Time in force as day, and we'll do the same thing with that as we did with checker place. Time in force dot upper. Okay, and order. This has got to be LMT, so we'll do the same thing there. With order type, we'll do upper just in case. Order type dot upper. Okay, and then we have our ticker ID right there. That should be it. I put order typer. Limit price is the last thing. We will not put a default there because the price changes. I will copy the price though. I believe it actually it can be anything for paper trading. So I think that's it. I think we're good. Combo type is going to be there. Normal. We just need the serial ID. And to do that, we're going to use what's called a UUID, which is basically a random string that's just going to basically be a way to have an order identification number for your paper trades. But other than that, I think that's it. I think we're good. Yeah, we got, oh, account ID, right. So make sure you store the account ID here if you want to keep it private. Go back here and just put account ID. That'll be the first thing you put in. And I think that's it. Anything else I forgot? No. Okay, so we're going to pass in the payload now, and we're going to test this out. So if data.statuscode equals 200, print data. And we're going to go ahead and do this. So to place a trade, we're going to say place trade. I'm sorry, we have to do an async main function. Let's just say async def run. Trade info is await place trade. Account ID, we're going to put in as our paper ID that we've defined above. Ticker, let's just do SPY quantity, we're going to do one. Action is going to be buy. And to, like, let's say if I put sell here, it would short it basically. Just to point that out. But we'll do buy for now. Time and force, everything else is default. So we can leave everything else as default because we're gonna have day. Checker place is place. Paper ID is 1. Okay, we might have to actually put time and force, or I'm sorry, as GTC because it's after hours. So that's the option is GTC or day. So we'll leave it at that. Let's just see if this works. Oh, we forgot the limit price. Let's just do a limit price of, let's do $5.95. Yeah, $5.95. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, you know what? We didn't fix the access token. Oopsie poopsie. So we got that fixed. Data, I think it's JSON. Pretty sure. Nope. Let's remove these brackets. Whoopsie daisy. We don't need that. Let's just try data just to see. Can't remember if it's a data form or not. Print data.text. What's the issue, man? Content type application not supported. Oh, you know, okay, hold on a second. Oh, we didn't put the serial ID in there. God dang it. So to do that, my bad, Jesus. Okay, so to do this, we're just going to say create a function that uses UUID to make a random string for serialization. It should be a very simple function. 2 lines of code, I think. Yeah, right here. So you just copy that, come here, helpers, paste it right there, then go to paper trader, import that, utils helpers import UUID, generate random string. We're going to say serial ID is generate random string. Really now? Why are you doing this, man? Char set UTF not supported. Oh, hold on, god dang it. We are outside of regular trading hours. Huh, interesting. I'm just going to go ahead, and this is why I like GPT, because I do not feel like going through the nuanced code. And let me just say, let's see, it's probably something stupid. That's what I thought. I should have used JSON.dumps. Yeah, that should work. That's what I thought. I didn't unbracket those. Let's try that again. Okay, all right, perfect. It worked. Okay, so we have success, true, order ID, and your response. So your order ID, that's just, you know, I don't believe you need it to check your orders. Now, we had that option to check or place, remember? So let's go ahead and see what happens when we do check now. It defaults to place. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it didn't do anything, so hold on a second. Is there any I wonder if it gives us any JSON with that. So let's just return data.json to see that if we check it, if we get any data. Nope. I wonder if it placed it for, oh wait, hold on a second. Check or place. No, it's there still. Okay, well, let's go and verify that it worked. Refresh this, go to stocks trading, and it did. So you see our 3 spies here. They did place. And yeah, that's basically how you do this. You know, it took what, 20 minutes? Probably would have taken a little bit less time had I not screwed a couple things up. But you know, that's generally how you get started with this. And you know, anytime that you want to place a trade, you can do so. And we'll get into the options side of it, which is a little bit more complex. And then we'll get into actually how you could utilize systems to actually trade with, because this is just step one, getting the bot. And then second thing is like, okay, now what? Well, I got to find profitable opportunities to automatically trade on. And I got to build things like a way to, you know, if I want to reset my account, we could do that to reset my, you know, buying power essentially. Also, you need to have a way to check your positions, like pull data on your positions. How are you going to know when to sell if you don't have an exit strategy programs? For example, if you buy it at a limit price of $5.95, how is it going to know to sell if it goes to $5.99 or $5.98 or $5.90 if you're shorting it? That's all the stuff you got to work out logically, and that's what we'll get into in the next one. So that's how you generally get set up with a paper trading bot or trading system. And we'll integrate it with dynamics in the next one, where we can have automatic systems running and checking and determining if it actually is something to buy, sell, or whatnot based on the market conditions. So that's basically it. And I will link this GitHub repository in the description below. Y'all have a good one.